This video and channel is for adult collectors only. Before we get into the video, make sure y'all like, subscribe if you're new. I mean, come on, what are you doing if you're not subbed to me by now? My content is fire, from Transformers news videos, stop motions, toy reviews, toy photography breakdowns, music occasionally. My Instagram and TikTok are all linked down below, and yeah, let's get straight to it. Okay, got some news to talk about here, some toy news, some Rise of the Beast news, so let's get right into it. First up here, we have some trailer leaker on Twitter losing some credibility now. The one that I talked about in previous videos for trailer 2 of Rise of the Beast coming supposedly this week is sort of losing credibility. Somebody who is also supposed to be, I guess you could say, credible with movie trailers on Twitter, posted here today and said, last week I posted the Transformers trailers coming this week on my Discord to make the person, he said here, DS, look like a fool. I know he'd steal it. If I trust a trailer date 100%, I only post on Patreon, so don't trust DS on any trailer dates. And I can't remember the person's name that he's referring to, the Twitter account. I'll probably have a picture thrown up here at some point, right here. But yeah, it seems like that person's sort of losing his credibility, so who knows if the second trailer is even coming at this point this week. But yeah, it really sucks, because we thought this guy was credible. He did get things right before, and he does have sources. It's just that he believed this one that was fed to him on purpose to see, I guess, if he's a schmuck, or I don't know how these movie trailer politics work on Twitter. I didn't even know this was a thing. And at the time of this recording, if you want to pre-order the Legacy Evolution Commander Class Armada Optimus Prime, you sure as hell can, because it just went up at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, or it'll go up at 1 p.m. Eastern Time at the time of this recording. It's 12:25 right now for me, but I'm sure by the time this video is up, it'll be up for pre-order. Next up, I want to talk about a description of a Rise of the Beast Optimus Primal animatronic changer figure. This was posted by Silver Optimus. I think he was the one to get this figure in hand, having the pleasure of giving us a description of what he saw in hand of the figure. And he wrote here, Optimus Primal is a pretty bulky toy, but that bulk is justified and on the gorilla mode, which looks like a very tough-looking gorilla, but it does not translate well on the robot mode. Speaking of which, the transformation is straightforward. The ape simply stands up, the gorilla head flips backward to reveal the robot mode head underneath. There is a blue color light up maximal symbol on the chest, but we did not see if that acts as a button for the transformation. What's interesting is that there are 2 missile launchers on either side of his neck, just like the classic toy. This is a feature not seen on the other mainline Optimus Primal toys. We did not see if the missile launchers were functional or not, but from the colors of the 2 missiles, we can deduce that they are indeed 2 tiny, functioning projectiles. Pretty cool if they are. The toy comes with 2 swords, they say here. And they also noted that this toy is not the same as the Ultimate Optimus Primal that was also leaked to be coming out at some point this year. Yeah, it sounds like a pretty fun, sort of gimmicky toy. Kind of reminds me of that Bumblebee from 2007 in the Revenge of Fallen toy line, Ultimate Bumblebee, when it used to talk and move on its own. That was a pretty big deal back in the day. If you were a little kid back then, I'm for sure you asked that for your birthday or for Christmas, because I for sure got that for my birthday back in 2007. That was a great birthday. And just yesterday, Prime vs. Prime dropped his review for Studio Series Gamer Edition Deluxe Barricade, and we now have in-hand images of him. And he's a decent deluxe size-wise, and I guess build quality, I guess you could say too, just judging by the review and what he said about it. But in terms of articulation and certain design choices on this figure's robot mode is just egregious. This is like a deluxe class figure we would see during Robots in Disguise, 2015, Age of Extinction, that whole era from the early to mid 2010s, where you could definitely tell there was a quality decline and lack of engineering. That's what this figure looks like it's from. At least it doesn't have the circle jerk hands, the 5mm peg hands that you guys know I absolutely hate, and it looks absolutely ridiculous unless if you're doing like shots of them holding stuff or punching, you know. But at least he doesn't have those types of hands. But the articulation on the legs, the big wheel wells on the side of his thighs there is terrible. Like, for our first ever War for Cybertron game barricade figure, you would have thought they could have done a little bit better on the robot mode, more specifically the legs. He doesn't even have ankle pivot. On a Generations figure, I know on Studio Series it's not as prevalent as Legacy because, you know, design differences, engineering, budget-wise, you can't, it just is what it is, but Studio Series has been doing that a lot more, putting ankle pivot on these figures, and this is arguably just another Generations figure, like a figure you would see in Legacy, not really Studio Series movieverse type of design going on here. So why they couldn't do ankle pivot, that's my consensus of this guy so far in hand from Prime vs. Prime's review is that he's an okay deluxe at best, or mid, whatever label you want to put on this guy. And we have in-hand images of a Rise of the Beast, Optimus Prime, and Leo Convoy Beast Alliance combiner figure, but they call him Lion Blade here, which, if you ask me, is a pretty crappy name. I don't know why they just couldn't use Leo Convoy, but hey, I guess it's a new character in continuity you could use as a name in your own fictions and stop motions, whatever you want to do. So there you go with that. But anyway, pretty interesting combiner. This got me going on some Generations ideas here from figures we've already gotten from more collector-based figures, and I created this little combine mode. I'm going to do some more in-depth pictures, and I guess you could say memes too, on my Instagram if you want to check that out, probably later today or tomorrow, whenever you see it. But yeah, I think this came out pretty decent. That just inspired me to do this little combine mode. I don't know if I'm going to come up with any other ideas, but this will make for some pretty cool shots, I think, and maybe even some stop motions, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with this combine mode here. Pretty nice. And the very last thing I want to cover in this video is Hasbro is going to be showcasing future Transformers content and products at Licensing for Retail Day, which is tomorrow. So we're going to be getting some interesting details on some figures from the 40th anniversary celebration for Transformers coming up next year. And Hasbro is going to be showcasing content for future movies, which are slated to release next year and in 2025, so we're probably going to be getting some word on the animated film that's coming next year based on Cybertron, and maybe some of the other independent films that were announced last year, like the one movie that's supposed to be in one of the Spanish countries. I can't remember the exact details, but maybe we'll get some details on that too, along with the animated movie, and probably some Generations figures for the 40th anniversary next year, because I think there might be just a subline for the 40th anniversary to coincide with Legacy, Uni, and Studio Series. So I think there's going to be 3 Generations lines just for next year for the 40th anniversary, and that's sort of what they're going to be teasing and revealing here, probably 1 or 2 figures from that subline. So that's going to be pretty cool. This is going to be tomorrow at London, and I don't think it is closed off. I think you could just buy tickets and walk right in if you're a part of the public. You don't have to be an owner of some billion-dollar, million-dollar company, so which is pretty cool. So it means a lot of people are going to have in-hand images, going to be taking pics, a lot of interaction on social media for this tomorrow. Hopefully they bring the goods, Hasbro, for Transformers stuff. We get some looks at the figures, some details on the movies. Tomorrow is going to be pretty cool to see what Hasbro is going to reveal for Transformers stuff. Let me know down in the comments below, what do you guys think they're going to be showing? And when do you guys think the Rise of the Beast trailer is going to come? What do you guys think about the Optimus Prime combine mode with Leo Convoy? What do you guys think about my fan mode, huh? You got the blasters up here, the blasters on the sides. He's got the razors here that he could use, and then he's got his classic ion blaster. I think this is pretty cool. A little weird, you know, he's got his legs wrapped around him, but how else are you going to do this type of combined mode? But anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in this video, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next one. Bye!